could a series of overlooked warning signs and missed opportunities for intervention lead to the tragic murder of a promising young student? Throughout this video, we'll explore these questions with depth and nuance, drawing from extensive research and expert insights. Additionally, I'll provide actionable steps for viewers to advocate for change in their own communities. Together, let's honor Lauren's memory by committing to a future where tragedies like hers are prevented and every individual feels safe and supported. In the weeks leading up to the fateful events of October 22, 2018, Lauren McCluskey's life took a harrowing turn, marked by a series of overlooked warning signs and missed opportunities for intervention. As the leaves turned, Lauren found herself entangled in a relationship with Melvin Shawn Rowland, a man whose true identity and troubled past were shrouded in deceit. Despite growing concerns from friends and family, she struggled to break free from his grip. Days turned into weeks, and the situation escalated. Lauren's distress became evident as she confided in her friends about Rowland's controlling behavior and ominous talk of firearms. Yet, these concerns fell on deaf ears as university officials focused more on policy violations than her safety. Even after discovering Rowland's true identity as a registered sex offender, Lauren's attempts to sever ties with him only seemed to stoke the flames of danger. With each passing day, the threats grew more sinister. Messages insinuating harm and extortion flooded her phone, yet the response from law enforcement remained tepid. Despite reporting the disturbing incidents to university and city police, the urgency of her situation failed to resonate. Tragically, on October 22, 2018, the culmination of these oversights and failures to act led to a horrific outcome. Lauren McCluskey was senselessly murdered by Rowland on the University of Utah campus, leaving behind a community grappling with grief and questions of what could have been done differently. As we reflect on this heartbreaking chapter, let it serve as a poignant reminder of the importance of listening to victims, taking threats seriously, and implementing policies that prioritize safety above all else. May Lauren's memory inspire lasting change and a renewed commitment to protecting those most vulnerable among us. On October 22, 2018, a day that began like any other on the University of Utah campus quickly descended into chaos and tragedy as the life of Lauren McCluskey was cut short by an act of senseless violence. As the day progressed, ominous signs hinted at the impending horror. Earlier interactions with Officer Darras, the ominous text messages, and Rowland's presence lurking nearby all set the stage for the tragedy that would soon unfold. By evening, as Lauren returned from her night class, she found herself confronted by Rowland in the parking lot. Despite her desperate pleas, she was forcefully abducted and ultimately shot multiple times, leaving her lifeless body behind. In the wake of the devastating events of October 22, 2018, the University of Utah community was left reeling as they grappled with the aftermath of Lauren McCluskey's senseless murder. What unfolded in the months that followed shed light on a series of systemic failures and sparked calls for accountability and change. As the shock of Lauren's death reverberated throughout the university and beyond, questions arose about the actions, or lack thereof, taken by law enforcement and campus authorities leading up to the tragedy. Revelations emerged regarding missed opportunities to intervene and protect Lauren from the escalating threats posed by her assailant, Melvin Shawn Rowland. University Police Chief Dale Brophy's initial statements, coupled with disclosures about Rowland's criminal history and patterns of deception, fueled public outrage and demands for answers. Calls for investigations into the handling of the case extended beyond campus boundaries, prompting scrutiny of the Utah Department of Corrections and the Board of Pardons and Parole. Amidst mounting pressure, University President Ruth Watkins initially resisted calls for a comprehensive review of the actions of individual officers. However, under continued scrutiny, Watkins ultimately relented, commissioning an independent review to assess the handling of the case by law enforcement. Throughout this tumultuous period, Jill McCluskey, Lauren's mother, took to social media to advocate for justice, including a tweet calling for the prosecution of the individual who provided the gun used in her daughter's murder. As the independent review was released, its findings painted a complex picture of systemic shortcomings within the campus Department of Public Safety. While Watkins maintained that Lauren's murder could not have been prevented, the report highlighted numerous missed opportunities opportunities and deficiencies in campus security protocols. In the wake of these revelations, calls for accountability and reform echoed louder than ever. Lauren's parents continued to push for transparency and accountability, challenging assertions that their daughter's death was inevitable. As the University of Utah and law enforcement agencies grappled with the fallout from this tragedy, the legacy of Lauren McCluskey served as a catalyst for change, inspiring a renewed commitment to addressing interpersonal violence and bolstering campus safety measures. In the aftermath of Lauren McCluskey's tragic murder, the University of Utah found itself embroiled in a series of challenges and controversies, sparking calls for accountability and sweeping reforms. Lauren's parents, Jill and Matt McCluskey, demanded justice and considered legal action against the university, while a Utah lawmaker introduced legislation aimed at preventing similar tragedies in the future. The bill, signed into law by Governor Gary Herbert, mandated detailed response plans for cases of sexual assault, stalking, and domestic violence at public colleges in Utah. As the university grappled with how to enhance campus safety, significant changes were announced on what would have been Lauren's 22nd birthday. However, controversy ensued as President Ruth Watkins reiterated that no campus police officers would face disciplinary action in connection with Lauren's case. The McCluskey family's frustration culminated in a $56 million claim against the university, alleging negligence and failure to adhere to Title IX obligations. Officer Darras, central to the case, faced disciplinary action for repeated mistakes, further fueling tensions within the university community. Chief of Police Dale Brophy's retirement and subsequent severance package marked a turning point, signaling a leadership transition within the university's law enforcement division. Despite efforts to implement reforms, criticism persisted, with students and community members decrying the university's handling of safety concerns and its response to Lauren's murder. As the University of Utah continued to grapple with the fallout from Lauren McCluskey's tragic death, the appointment of a new chief safety officer and ongoing efforts to rebuild trust signaled a commitment to addressing systemic issues within campus security. However, the legacy of Lauren's murder served as a poignant reminder of the ongoing need for vigilance, accountability, and a steadfast commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of all members of the university community. In 2020, the University of Utah embarked on a path of reform and renewal in response to the tragic murder of Lauren McCluskey, implementing changes aimed at enhancing campus safety and addressing systemic issues within its law enforcement division. The appointment of Rodney Chapman as the new chief safety officer marked a significant milestone as the university sought to redefine its approach to security and policing on campus. Concurrently, the Utah Senate proposed legislation to improve responses to sexual assault and strengthen coordination between campus and off-campus law enforcement agencies. Amidst these legislative efforts, the university's trustees approved plans for a new $13 million building for the campus police department, signaling a commitment to providing state-of-the-art facilities to support law enforcement operations. This new facility, equipped with advanced amenities such as a dispatch call center, evidence storage, and private rooms for victim advocacy work, underscored the university's dedication to fostering a safer campus environment. However, challenges persisted as allegations surfaced regarding Officer Darras' inappropriate behavior and mishandling of evidence. Despite denials from Darras's attorneys, the university faced scrutiny over its handling of the situation, prompting a reevaluation of evidence management protocols and the restructuring of how officers handle sensitive information. As McCluskey's parents continued their legal battle with the university, the ongoing efforts to address systemic issues and implement reforms signaled a commitment to learning from past mistakes and prioritizing the safety and well-being of all members of the university community. Moving forward, the University of Utah remains steadfast in its dedication to fostering a campus culture defined by accountability, transparency, and a steadfast commitment to preventing future tragedies. So, click on the screen to watch another video, and together, let's continue the journey toward creating safer, more supportive environments for all. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.